The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCMedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
This week on FRCMedia News, the Fall River Housing Authority is taking proactive measures to protect its Section 8 voucher program in the face of federal budget uncertainty. On its third try, the City Council approves the appointment of Kelly Furtado as the full-time police chief, and a former Red Sox star will headline the One SouthCost Chambers Celebrity Dinner. All this and more coming up. It's Thursday, May 15th, 2025. This is FRCMedia News. I'm Keith Tebow. Uncertainty surrounding the future of federal funding is impacting the operation of the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program at the Fall River Housing Authority. Executive Director Kevin Spardella says the agency receives about $25 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, for the Section 8 program. Voucher claims have outpaced the amount of money HUD is making available to that program. As the Trump administration and Congress weighs cuts in the upcoming federal budget, concerns have risen.
My feeling right now is the first layer of cutting back by the current administration is human resources. They haven't cut funding from the program yet, and in some of the other federal government departments, you see they've been cutting back on outside vendor contracts that were issued. But right now for Fall River, our public housing program and our housing choice voucher program, the funding has not been cut yet. I think we'll be okay at least through the calendar year, and hopefully we'll have more stability as far as what our funding is going to be by then. Hopefully by the fall we'll know where we stand with funding and be able to manage it that way going forward.
The Housing Authority is taking proactive measures to keep as many city residents as possible protected from any cuts. It's announced that it will put a pause on the issuing of new Section 8 vouchers and are asking landlords who accept them to defer any rent increases until further notice. The Housing Authority has issued approximately 2,000 Section 8 vouchers, and those on the waiting list for one may have to wait upwards of 9 years to receive it. Mr. Spardella says once a voucher is issued, residents have 60 days to find an apartment. In the face of limited housing supply and budget constraints, those who currently possess a voucher may face the pressure to find a home.
We know the situation people are in. It's just extremely hard to find a unit, find a landlord that's willing to participate. So the last thing the Fall River Housing Authority wants to do is take away a voucher from someone that's been waiting 9 years for it. Mm-hmm. So we've been pretty liberal with the extensions, but now due to the situation we're in now, if they still have a legitimate reason for an extension, we'll grant it, but we're probably going to tighten up. And if they can't find a place in a reasonable amount of time, take back the voucher.
Mr. Spardella has been an employee of the Housing Authority for over 30 years and says for the first time, if funding is cut, drastic measures may need to be activated that may include the revocation of current Section 8 vouchers.
The positive is elderly and disabled people are exempt, so it would just be working families or people that are not elderly or disabled. It would be unfortunate, it really would, because there's just so many people in need. But I am proud of what we do each and every day. We try to provide the best service possible to our residents. Never perfect, but we're always looking to improve. But yes, it would be unfortunate to some of the people on our program if we had to take back some of those vouchers. But I'm optimistic. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we're prepared if we have to.
Meantime, federal budget cuts to social safety programs are being debated right now in Washington. Congressman Jake Auchincloss, whose district includes Fall River, commented on the impact potential cuts to Medicaid proposed by congressional Republicans will have on the cost of health care.
Mr. Chairman, when 13.7 million Americans lose access to health care, 13.7 million Americans don't stop getting sick. What happens instead is losing access to primary and preventative care. They actually require more health care, and they visit the emergency room, and they get care that takes longer and is less comprehensive. And here's what that means for everyday Americans, middle class and working class, including those who get access to health insurance through their employer. It means that their health insurance premiums are going to go up, because when hospitals provide care to people through the emergency rooms, they have to cross-subsidize that by raising the cost that they charge to commercial payers. So it won't just be the 13.7 million Americans who are kicked off health coverage who have to pay more out of pocket to get health care. It's going to be all Americans who have health insurance who will pay more in health insurance premiums. This after Donald Trump and Republicans promised that they were going to come in and lower prices.
Congressman Auchincloss is a member of the Committee on Energy and Commerce that oversees Medicaid funding. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey has filed legislation aimed at saving residents $10 billion over the next decade in lowering their heating and electric utility bills. The governor is looking to take steps to create accountability and ensure utilities aren't passing unnecessary costs to consumers.
Here's what it's going to do. Number one, it's going to take charges off your bills. For too long, it's been the practice to add more charges onto your bills. We're going to start removing a bunch of those things. Two, we're going to expand that moderate income discount so that now gas customers will be able to get it in addition to our electric customers. And three, it's going to bring more energy into Massachusetts. More supply means lower prices. I believe that this legislation is going to give us the tools that we need to create more accountability for our utilities and maximize every single ratepayer dollar. We need to make sure that every single dollar that's paid in is we're getting the most out of that, and we have to make sure that you're not stuck paying for corporate investments that don't help you either.
This week, the Fall River City Council, by a 5-4 vote, confirmed the appointment of Kelly Furtado as full-time police chief. Chief Furtado has served in an interim role since October. Procedural votes at the last two council meetings delayed a final vote for over a month. Mayor Paul Coogan tells us he has confidence in the qualifications of the new chief.
I think her background, her experience, her ability to work with the two unions down there, it seems like she's got a good working relationship with them. Obviously, some things she says yes, some things she says no, but there's some form of a spirit working together down there that's keeping things really quiet right now. And she's been there 7 months now, and I can't say, maybe you have, I haven't heard any complaints. It just seems like things are going along really well. I know they're very, very aggressive on street crime, and they're working on a number of different proposals for the summer to make sure we do something about littering, traffic, things that reflect poorly on the city and affect every day the residents in the city of Fall River.
Details of the appointment have changed since the last council meeting. The term of Chief Furtado's $215,000 contract is 1 year, and the mayor received council approval to change the process on how future chiefs are selected when the chief's contract expires.
Pretty much all or a good portion of the councilors wanted to have some kind of a panel or some kind of review of these candidates. So it was our intent, looking at the different ways to do it, was to move it back to civil service like we did with the fire chief, where we now have Chief Bacon, who's doing a great job for us. We'll move the police chief back to civil service. That allows a civil service panel to assess the candidates send us the names, and then locally we can look at the candidates and, put a city councilor on there, myself, human resources, a couple of neighborhood people, and see our candidates and go forward from there. Again, I said that earlier this morning. If Kelly's in the top 3, she wants to interview, she'll be fine. If she doesn't make it, then we're going to probably be doing a new chief in another year.
During debate on the appointment, Councilor Cliff Ponte commended the process of selecting a new chief in the future, but questioned why a deliberative process was not taken in selecting Chief Furtado.
We file ordinances or resolutions at our prior meeting that say, let's make sure we have a committee together. And then now it's back before us again, an amended 1-year contract, because we have to hurry up and get this done. And I'm struggling with the fact that why we have to hurry up and get this done. Why? What is the rush? We have an interim chief. Council President said 2 meetings ago, the police are still reporting to people's houses. 911 still picks up the phone. Detectives are still working. Police details are still occurring. It's not this atrocity that's occurring in the Fall River Police Department. We have the ability to do this the right way right now, and we're not. If we have to hurry up and get this done for a quick 1-year contract, and again, it's like, hurry up and do it, hurry up and do it, hurry up and do it. We have an interim chief. She has deputies. They're doing fine. But there was no milestones that were prepared or created. There was no evaluations done. None of it is being done the right way, and it's just wrong.
It was a week ago today that Cardinals at the Vatican selected Cardinal Robert Prevost as the Catholic Church's new pope. Cardinal Prevost took the name of Leo XIV and is the first American-born pope. In response, Diocese of Fall River Bishop Edgar Acuna released the following statement saying, quote, "On behalf of all the priests, deacons, religious, and faithful of the Diocese of Fall River, I offer my sincerest congratulations, prayers, and best wishes to the newly elected successor of St. Peter, Cardinal Robert F. Prevost, who chose the name of Pope Leo XIV. Most importantly, on this extraordinary and joyous occasion, I offer my prayers and those of the entire diocese for the Holy Father as he sets out on the path chosen for him by the Lord and entrusted to him by the College of Cardinals. May God grant him the help and strength he will need as he undertakes the office of Bishop of Rome and pastor of the Universal Church." It's that time again on the program where we take a look at some of the local business news and economic development activity here in Fall River. I'm joined by Kevin Lawrence. He's the owner, editor, and publisher of Fall River Development News on Facebook. Kevin, how are you?
Very well. Hello, Keith.
Thanks for joining me as always. Let's start with sort of like a national story that's hitting locally. Walgreens, the pharmacy chain, has been hit with some hard times. And this week they announced that they're closing dozens of locations, I think across 17 states. And Fall River will see one of its locations shut down.
Yeah, the Walgreens pharmacy at 512 South Main Street here in the city will be closing permanently as of June 26th. That closure was posted on the Walgreens corporate website. They still have 2 remaining locations in the city on Plymouth Ave adjacent to 195, and they also have another location on the south end on Rhode Island Ave. So this location on South Main Street was also in the south end of the city, so that may have something to do with it because they do have an additional location on Rhode Island Avenue.
And I'm sure they will be communicating with customers, hopefully, about how to transfer a prescription. So maybe if they just go to a different Walgreens, it may not be a difference, because I'm sure that's all interconnected with their computer system some way, shape, or form.
Basically, they're sending the prescriptions and the records to their other locations, including the one on Rhode Island Avenue and Plymouth Avenue.
Right. I know the Plymouth Avenue store. I've been there on a number of occasions. That's a pretty busy store.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the Rhode Island Avenue store, but yeah, that's a pretty
that's
busy
a 24-hour operation. That's their flagship location in the area.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We like to talk about restaurants every week, and we've talked about 3 restaurants this week. The first one is actually an ice cream shop in the North End, and actually their location will be talking about this location itself, Ice and Roll, and their future, and also one of their neighbors that may be moving in. Let's start with Ice and Roll. They're going to be leaving Fall River.
Ice and Roll is at 4263 North Main Street here in the city. It's basically in a strip mall adjacent to a liquor store, a pizza shop, and another Haitian restaurant. They are leaving Ice and Roll, and they were very successful. If you drove by last year, the place was crowded. They're moving to Dartmouth. So they're not closing, but they're moving to Dartmouth. They'll be locating on Route 6 in Dartmouth near Crumble Cookies in that Town Plaza shopping center area. And they plan to do that very soon. And we have another story regarding Ice and Roll's location. That is the SR Marie restaurant in Fall River, which is adjacent to the ice cream shop. They're going to be expanding their footprint and taking over the Ice and Roll location on North Main Street. So we're not going to have a vacant storefront, just an expansion of SR Marie restaurant. It's a casual restaurant offering Haitian comfort food plus catering options. And they're going to move right in to the former Ice and Roll spot in Fall River on North Main Street.
So are they going to be using both storefronts, or is it just going to be so they're just expanding into that space as well?
They're expanding. Yeah, it'll double their size. And I spoke to the owner of SR Marie Restaurant, the Haitian restaurant, and she's going to be adding more seating. She doesn't have a lot right now. It's primarily a takeout place because of its size. But with the additional space, she'll be adding seating, and you'll be able to sit down if you would like to dine there soon.
Yeah, very good. All right. And finally, there's going to be, it looks like, another restaurant coming to downtown Fall River, not far from Government Center.
Directly across the street, the former 19 Prime Tapas restaurant, which opened in December of 2019, ceased operating last year in 2024. And now we're learning, thanks to a Fall River Licensing Board legal notice, that Cermatos Grill will take over that vacant spot formerly occupied by 19 Prime Tapas. And according to their Facebook page, I saw some pictures of seafood and Italian dishes on their menu. They haven't posted the official menu yet, but they'll be in front of the licensing board coming up on May 21st. And they're seeking a common vitulers license to operate in that location in the Academy building in the former spot occupied by 19 Prime Tapas. So that's exciting. It takes a vacancy away from the downtown area. We'll get a new restaurant, and we sincerely wish they would succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. So you don't know anything about the Cermatos. Are they somewhere else? Is this their first entree into the restaurant business? Do you even know that?
I don't know yet. Well, I'm sure we'll find out in that licensing board meeting on May 21st. We just know that they're going to be taking over that spot. They put up a Facebook page and an Instagram page. They put some dishes on there. I don't know what their background is, but we're going to find that out, and hopefully they'll succeed, like I said.
Right. Absolutely. All right, Kevin, thank you as always. You can check out Kevin's work at Fall River Development News on Facebook. Please give him a like and a follow. He would greatly appreciate it, and so will we. All right, Kevin, we'll talk again next week. Take care.
Thanks, Keith.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Warehouse Associate, Amazon Fulfillment Center, located at 1180 Innovation Way, seeks a full-time warehouse associate responsible for selecting, packing, and shipping orders for delivery. Job number 225-12636. Dental Lab Technician Trainee, Aspen Dental, located at 824 William S. Canning Boulevard, is looking for a full-time dental lab technician trainee, responsible for making crowns, bridges, dentures, dental implants, mouth guards, and other dental appliances. Job number 225-12669. Special Education Teacher, Atlantis Charter School, located at 991 Jefferson Street, is seeking a full-time special education teacher to instruct students who have mental, emotional, physical, or learning disabilities. Job number 225-12674. Store Associate, CVS Health, located at 4171 North Main Street, is looking for a part-time store associate. For more information, call 508-677-3555. Cipla USA, located at 595 Airport Road, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. Packaging Machine Operator, job number 225-12521. Manufacturing Operator, job number 225-12523. For more information about these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.dcs.eol.mass.gov or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
coming!
Run! Don't walk to the Fall River Public Library's 6th annual Comic-Con event, Saturday, May 24th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. See many of your favorite superheroes, anime characters, and pop icons from comic books and movies, and yes, even giant monsters. There will be face painting, balloon sculpting, and a scavenger hunt, and free arts and crafts for all the little ones, and yes, even giant monsters. Come dressed as your favorite superhero, comic book, or anime character, and you could win a prize. Or yes, come even dressed as a giant monster. Don't miss the Fall River Public Library's 6th annual Comic-Con.
Welcome back. Former Red Sox outfielder Johnny Damon of the 2004 World Series championship team will headline the One SouthCost Chamber of Commerce's Celebrity Dinner next Tuesday at Venus de Milo. The dinner will honor SouthCoast students receiving scholarships through the SouthCoast Community Foundation. Mr. Damon played 18 seasons in the major leagues with 6 teams. After retiring in 2012, he founded A-Game Beverages, a clean hydration company focusing on healthy, all-natural beverages. He says success on the field, in school, or in business takes dedication and perseverance.
You always have to go bring your A game. I mean, you always have to strive to get good grades because everybody's watching. If you want to try to go to college, if you want to succeed in life, but you also have to have a group of friends, and for me, teammates who stick together, who pull in the right direction, because that's the only way you're going to succeed. The fact that these kids can go to school and work hard and get a scholarship, I mean, that's amazing. That's the one thing that I always worked for as a kid, because as I mentioned, my parents didn't have much. They couldn't afford to send me to college. But when the colleges started knocking and were offering me full rides to go, it was the best day ever because we accomplished goal and dream number one. I get to go to college for free. And yeah, my parents were very happy, and I'm so happy for these kids. I don't know the amount or how many kids we're going to pass out awards to, but all these kids went out there. They gave it their all.
While in the big leagues, Mr. Damon formed the Johnny Damon Foundation, which raises funds that are distributed to organizations in Central Florida. He says that since his earliest days in baseball, he has embraced being a role model to teammates and fans.
You have to carry yourself a certain way every day in life. You don't want to be one way or the other, but for me, I've always been a very nice, kind, approachable guy, and I learned a lot from my parents, and I also learned a lot from Kid Rock, because a lot of times in Boston, people would be standing right next to you while you're eating dinner, and you're going, okay. And Kid Rock told me, go ahead and take care of it, because now they're happy. They're going. When you tell them to wait 5 minutes, it's just not the same. So I've learned a lot from good friends of mine, but being a role model is definitely what us athletes need to be. And kids should have a lot more role models than just an athlete. There could be a teacher, but your parents are number one. And if someone can look at me and say they want to be a Major League Baseball player because they see the way I play, they see the way I smile, they see the way I approach the game, I love it.
During his career, Mr. Damon won a world championship with the Red Sox and New York Yankees. He says each city has its own unique fan base.
It seems like Boston invites you to dinner every single night. You know, everyone's paying attention. I would say 70% of people are paying attention. So if they're not at the game, they're watching on TV. In New York, there's so much going on. I would probably say 20% of the people are paying attention, but that 20% is a high number of people. So there's so much going on. New York, they both are the epitome of great sports towns. And I was just fortunate enough to be able to win in Boston after the 86-year drought, and the team we had. I mean, we're still family. When we still get together, it's like we never left. And I'm so proud of a lot of guys on that team. I mean, many became managers, many became Hall of Famers. So it's very great to see.
The celebrity dinner is made possible through the generosity of the Robert F. Stoico First Fed Charitable Foundation. Bristol Community College will hold its 58th commencement exercises this Saturday, beginning at 11 a.m. at the Fall River campus. Over 800 SouthCost students have earned degrees, and the ceremony will mark the first for President Dr. Sedgwick Harris, who took over at Bristol in March. You can watch live coverage of the 2025 Bristol Community College commencement exercises Saturday morning beginning at 11 a.m. on FRCmedia Channel 95 and on the Fall River HD channel located on Channel 1072. We'll wrap up this edition of FRC Media News after this.
Hello and welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. Today we have Opie. Opie is a 4-year-old domestic medium hair. He's been with us for about 6 weeks now. He is very nervous. He did come to us as a stray, so we don't have a real history on him to know what made him quite so nervous, but he definitely is a shy guy. Anyone who gives him his forever home is going to need to give him some time to warm up and kind of trust people a little bit more. If you are interested in Opie, you can come on down to 300 Linwood Street in Fall River. You can go to foreverpaws.com and fill out an application. Today we have Hugh. Hugh is a 2-year-old lab pit bull mix. He did unfortunately come to us as a surrender for being too much dog. With that being said, he is a very strong boy. Hence the harness that we do have on him usually helps him walk a little bit better, but you can tell he is strong. He does pull on leash. We recommend kids 12 plus for him, again, just because he is a strong dog and he is pretty young, so he does get a little jumpy. Not mean in any way, but would definitely knock a small child down. He gets along well with other dogs from what we've seen from him so far, just typical tail wags and wanting to play. He's got puppy energy. He was afraid of cats when we tested them with him. He was interested at first, but as soon as he hears a hiss, he knows to back away and he no longer wanted anything to do with them, so he is going to be a little afraid of cats. Because he is a pit mix, I believe we are looking for you to own your own home. Fenced-in yard would be preferable because he does have a lot of energy. He likes to run, plays really well with toys. He will play ball with you for hours. He loves his stuffed toys as well. You can come on down to 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, and you can go on our website at foreverpaws.com and fill out an application.
That's all for this edition of FRC Media News. Please visit our website, frmedia.org, for more local news and information. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. on Channel 95 and the Fall River HD channel located on Channel 1072. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Again, a reminder, join us Saturday morning at 11 a.m. for the Bristol Community College commencement exercises. But we leave you today with a video from Kendall Furtado, who has a musical recap of the student juried art exhibition at the college's Grimshaw Gudowitz Art Gallery. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Thursday.